Hey, what's going on, all you ghouls and ghosts out there? My name is Mike Macabre, and I am super excited to bring this to you all. This is going to be a reoccurring segment on this channel called Mike Macabre's Horror Stories. And this particular horror story comes from my life. It's based on a true story. But a little background about this. My grandmother died in 2001 in her home, and she was revived by EMTs, and she was on life support. Um, so family members could come, and the family decided to take her off of life support. And she was a fighter. She lasted about an hour, and she died peacefully as much as she could. But my dad decided to buy her house, and we moved in where we live. And ever since we moved in, there was always strange occurrences in this house. Forces would push back or push doors when you're trying to open or close them. Creaks, knocks. We did have cats, but there was cats meowing when they were like outside or where no cat was from strange areas. It sounded like it was coming from nowhere. But uh, the incident that I am going to describe in this story format occurred in 2008 while I was living in the basement. But as always, if you like what you see, like, subscribe, comment, share the video, hit that notification bell as always. But I do have a warning. There are strobes and flashes, so if you're epileptic or you're sensitive to that sort of light, steer clear of this video. But without further ado,
On a hot and foggy summer night in 2008, I laid on my couch in the basement, talking to my then band member and good friend Aaron on AIM. It was about 11 p.m., and we were discussing some new songs that I had in mind. We went back and forth with ideas, and I started to notice on my custom PC case that the voltage meter was going back and forth frantically. The huge screen TV that I was using as my monitor would also snow here and there. I didn't think anything of it until I heard these loud knocks. They sounded like they were coming from outside, but I could never pinpoint where. As time grew on, the voltage meter would go nuts again, followed by even louder knocks. At this point, I became increasingly anxious, and I decided to bring Aaron into the situation, as he was into the paranormal. I described for him that despite the basement being remodeled, it was musty and warm, with the AC unit being cranked. This did not sit well with him and suggested to get out of there. I grabbed my car keys, pocket knife, and stood up. I felt a presence right behind me, and my hair raised instantly. I could feel a breath in the back of my neck, and then it moaned. I quickly turned around, and nothing. I ran as quickly as I could upstairs, went out the door, and made my way to my car. I noticed that the dome light was on, which shouldn't have been the case unless a car door was open. This freaked me out even more, but I got into the car and turned it on. The radio came on, and it was scanning on the AM stations. Those of you who know me know I never listen to the radio, let alone anything on the AM radio station. The radio finally settled on the station, and the song, Brace Yourself, was straight out of the 1940s. like the Jeepers Creepers song, hisses and pops from an old Victrola, and the lyrics were, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, we all gotta die. Yeah, 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 we all gotta die someday. Someday, someday you'll die too." I couldn't turn off the radio quick enough and drove off as quickly as possible. It took me 3 days to set foot back into that house, and that wasn't the last time I would have a paranormal experience. But that's a yarn for another day. Stay scared, you ghouls and ghosts.